All right, man, so that's going to move us on to our first, second, and third team All-NBA. We're not going to be doing defensive player, like first team All-Defense and second team All-Defense. We're just going to be talking first, second, and third team All-NBA. But I want to hear your first team first. I'll go with my first team after, and then we'll kind of just go from there.
Yeah, I got you. Can I say this real quick?
So, yeah, go for it.
Because I honestly forgot. So, my first team, I have Steph Curry, Luka, Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid. I think it's all pretty self-explanatory. I mean, the impact all five of these guys have on their team is these guys will not be nothing. Their team will not be nothing without them, essentially, right? I mean, Steph Curry, even though he's missed the last, I think, like month of basketball or something like that, before he went down, they were the second seed. You know, without him, they've been terrible, right? Luckily they found ways to win 2 games without him being there, man. So, yeah, Steph Curry is definitely one. Luka, he's played very good these last, probably since the All-Star break, you know.
Been on a tear.
Been hooping. Giannis, same thing with him, man. You know, he's going to finish top 3 in MVP more than likely, top 3 in DPOY, and he's going to be, you know, first team defense this year. So he's a hell of a player. Jokic, you already know, 1A, 1B with Embiid for MVP. So, yeah.
Who's okay? No. You good. Yeah. So my first team All NBA is a little bit different, just because I did switch out one guard in comparison to him. Darian had Luka in there. I actually subbed that out with Ja Morant. To me, Ja Morant is first team All NBA just because Luka Doncic really didn't start playing at an MVP caliber level until February. You know, and I'm not taking anything away from him. You could put Luka in there and I wouldn't be mad. But to me, Ja Morant has been a model of consistency even after missing time. This entire season, taking Memphis to new heights. I got Ja Morant, Steph Curry, and then the other 3 are self-explanatory. I shouldn't even need to explain. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic. That's my first team. Who's your second team?
Second team, I have Ja.
Okay.
For reasons you just said, why, I mean, consistently playing at an elite level when he was healthy. I mean, he was dropping 30, 40 against some top tier teams. He was playing unbelievable, right? Book can't go unnoticed. I think if he would have had this strong start to the season, he could have been a top 3 MVP finalist and made first team All NBA. But without CP3 after the All-Star break, went on a tear, you know, dropped some triple doubles,
because he was forced into that role a little more.
Exactly, yeah. So Book, unbelievable. Demar Derozan, what can we say about this guy? In my opinion, I think he played a top 5 player this year. I said it. I'm going to repeat it again. 50 pieces. Went from being the quote-unquote worst signing in free agency to the best signing in free agency, man. Led this team to the playoffs. And took over the number 1 role. I mean, it was Zach LaVine at one point, but it's definitely DeMar DeRozan's team for sure. 4, Jayson Tatum. We all know about Tatum, top 10 player in his league.
Thank you. Respect Jayson Tatum.
Yeah, for sure. I can't. If I probably could sit down, I probably could name 9 players or 10 players better than him, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because Tatum he's elite, man. That dude is special. And then 5, I have Cat. I mean, like I said, one of those big men, true bigs in the league, a center that can do a lot of great things for your team. Yes, he is more of a scoring stretch big, but the dude is offensively gifted, man. I mean,
is he the greatest shooting big man of all time?
No, not now. But
good answer.
But he could possibly be when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
I'll never forget listening to the Old Man and the 3 podcast. They had Pat Beverly on there, and he was talking about how Cat warms up. They said due to his dad, you know, being a basketball coach throughout his youth, he put so much work in, you know what I'm saying? And now to the point, he barely even goes to a warm-up for real. He knows when his shot is going to be good or not. This dude is...
He knows?
He knows.
Yeah.
It's God-given talent, man. We put in so much work, bro. You don't have to go through these, extra extreme workouts like other players do. The dude, he's a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Like that, right? That dude is gifted as can be, man. So, yeah.
Understandable.
My second team.
All right, my second team, that's where I got Luka Doncic in. I got Luka, Devin Booker, for all the reasons he said too. More so forced into that role with Chris Paul going out with injury, so Devin Booker stepped up, number 1 seed in the NBA. 3, I got Jayson Tatum, another top 10 player in the game. 4, I got KD, just because, I mean, he's Kevin Durant. I mean, come on. And then 5, I've got Karl Anthony Towns in there as well too. He had DeMar in his second team. I replaced that with Kevin Durant personally. That was mine. And then I want to hear your third team now, too, because this is where it gets a little bit tricky.
The third team got really hard. I did like a couple scratches on this one. So third team, and also when I take into this consideration, I'm thinking about seeding at this point. What have you done to get your team to the playoffs? And if you did, like, what was your impact to that team when you were there, right? Because I feel like the first guys I named, they were all very impactful, and the teams are all in the playoffs, right? Third team, I have Trey Young, right, being the first guard. Trey has been unbelievable this year. Took him a while to get going. Well, it took the while the team to get going.
Yeah.
They're
still a playoff threat, by the way.
They're the 9th seed.
I think, yeah, because the Brooklyn's an 8 seed.
Yeah, so they're 9th seed right now.
I want to make it very clear, Atlanta is still a playoff threat. People need to stop. Atlanta has not gone anywhere. They are going to give someone trouble.
41-38 this season. He was an all-star. Trey Young. Without Trey Young, they're nothing as well.
Of course.
Darius Garland. People might not have him there. They might have CP3 there, which is understandable, respectfully so. But I don't have CP3 there because I really think Devin Booker is a soul of that team, man. I think they don't move without Devin Booker.
I disagree, but go on.
But Garland, man, he had an unbelievable season this year, man. I mean, the Cavs are looking at to be this. They're currently the 7th seed. Hopefully they can lock in a play-in game as of right now. They're probably not going to get the 6th seed, but hopefully they get into the playoffs. He was an all-star this year. I just want to see greatness out of the city of Cleveland when it comes to basketball because they haven't had nothing to show for
outside of LeBron
and also Kyrie and Kevin Love.
But that's LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a homebred pick. You know, the first winning season without LeBron since '98. That's a long time, man. So I got Garland being the centerpiece of that, being a 2. 3, I have LeBron, and that goes into the point of my criteria of like, okay, maybe he's not in the playoffs,
right?
But LeBron's impact this year, he's second in scoring. You know, I don't know if they had a winning record with LeBron on the court, but we all know it's LeBron.
No, they didn't. No.
They didn't. They were like 10 games behind.
Yeah,
the record.
No.
But it's LeBron, right? I mean,
he's done LeBron-like things.
Yeah. 4, I have Spicy P, another guy that's willed his team to the playoffs this year.
And Toronto was like projected to be like one of the worst teams in the NBA
and they're
this year.
supposed to be in development, right?
Yeah.
Spicy P, a lot of people try to disrespect him, saying that he's not good, man, at times, or he's not good enough, but he's a bucket, man. I mean, he's a little inconsistent at times, man, but he is definitely probably the best player on that team, right in front of Fred VanVleet. And at 5, I have KD. KD missed the bulk of the season. He missed a lot of games.
He did.
But when he's on the court, he is KD.
Yeah.
Dropped a career high of the night, 55 points against the Hawks.
In a loss.
Yeah, exactly. But he's fighting for the 8th seed right now, man. And I know it's not his fault.
He shouldn't be fighting for the 8th seed.
I know it's not his fault. It's
not his fault.
He's been hurt. He had a part-time
player for 70% of the season.
And they made a huge trade, right?
Yep.
But...
And that player still hasn't played, and he won't play.
So you're right about that.
I was right about that trade from the moment it happened.
So, yeah. But KD got him at 5th seed, like I said.
Okay. So I think that's a solid third team as well too. But my third team is completely different except for LeBron. All 4 other players are completely different. One, I got Chris Paul instead of Trey Young. I want to put Trey Young in there so bad because I love me some Trey Young. And I've always been high on the Hawks ever since last season, even before the playoffs. I got a lot of love for Trey Young, but I got to put Chris Paul in there just because I believe he's the engine that keeps that team going. He's what really changed that team around from the moment he stepped in, made DeAndre Ayton the type of player that we see that he is today. And even though Chris Paul's missed 15, I think the last 15, 16 games.
Something like that, yeah.
It's something around that number. Chris Paul's still all-NBA worthy of a player. Chris Paul's in there. I put Jimmy Butler in there. Same thing. Leader of the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference as well, too. If you look at Jimmy's numbers, it's not the level of, production that you want to, I guess, see out of an all-NBA type of player. But Jimmy's play and his leadership speaks for itself. Plus, he's the number 1 seed in the East. Let's give Jimmy Butler his flowers. Then I got Demar Derozan. Demar, I say it, the less I like it. No, he's not a top 5 player. No, he's not a top 10 player. No, he's not a top 20 player.
What? You can't name 20 players better.
Well, he's top 15. He's top 20, not top 15. He's not top 15. He's top 20. He's top
this season?
Bro,
I'm talking about this season, bro. He's a top 5 player.
Nah, I still don't think he's top 5.
He's at least top 10 this season, bro.
Debatable. Okay. Debatable.
Anyways,
but he'd be like 8 to 10. He'd probably be 8 to 10 if you're just saying just this season. But I got DeMar DeRozan in there. The Bulls are absolutely fraudulent versus any competitive basketball team we've seen this season. I think they're like 2-19 versus top 4 teams, but it's besides the point. DeMar DeRozan's done his thing. Then I've got LeBron. Like we've explained, LeBron's done his thing. He's the only player in this entire list that is not even in the play-in, but, you know, LeBron's second in scoring. 5, I've got Rudy Gobert. Not because of the Utah Jazz bias, but because Rudy Gobert is a 4-time All-NBA type of player. He's the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, leading the league in defensive rating, leading the league in field goal percentage, leading the league in rebounds. Just one of the most impactful players in the game. And I think if you took Gobert off the Jazz, they're a lottery team. That's truly how I view them. I've watched the Jazz the last 8 years, growing up a Jazz fan. Rudy Gobert is the anchor to that Utah Jazz team, and I don't even just mean on the defensive end. I just mean in general. Our offense is putrid without Rudy Gobert also. Gobert makes that last slot for the All-NBA third team for me, personally. Yeah. That's just where I'm at with it, too,
You can make a case for Rudy for sure.
Oh, definitely.
So you didn't have... Oh, you do have KD. So
no, KD was on my second team.
Yeah. So the only person you didn't have was Trey Young, Garland, and Pascal. Everything else was kind of like...
Correct. Everything else was relatively the same as well.
I didn't have CP3 or Jimmy. I don't believe Jimmy should be an All-NBA team.
I just think it's the leadership, bro. That's it. Like it's so bland, but you're also the 1 seed in the East.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't take that away, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because the numbers aren't there doesn't mean like your production still isn't there.
The Hawks were the 1 seed in the East back in like 2016.
I think it was 2014-15 when Al Horford, Paul Millsap, Jeff Teague,
none of them made
Kyle Korver.
None of them made it, but they were they didn't make an All NBA team.
Yeah, there was 4 All-Stars on that team.
Yeah,
because like last year's Jazz were Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, and Donovan Mitchell were all All-Stars.
That was Mike Conley's first All-Star appearance, right?
He's the oldest player in NBA history to receive his first ever All-Star appearance.
Shout out Mike Conley, man, he's a bucket.
Oh man, he's always been one of the goated, just random casual veterans in the NBA, man. It's like, how can you not like Mike Conley?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, just one of those random guys.
Yeah.